A recording of the meeting will be available on the Council's website within 24 hours of the meeting. Would members and officers please remember to switch your microphones on when speaking and speak directly into the microphone, and switch microphones off when finished. Please switch mobile phones off or place them on silent during the course of this meeting. Any apologies for absence?
None, Chair.
Does the committee agree with the meeting minutes that took place on the 25th of September? Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Any section 106?
None, Chair.
Any disclosures of interest?
None that I'm aware of, Chair.
Moving on. Any urgent business?
Again, none, Chair.
References from committees and other bodies?
None, Chair.
Okay, moving on to reports. So, delegated powers to record rights of way. So that's agenda item number 7. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Godden. I'm the Highway Development Control Manager at Luton, and I also look after rights of way as part of my duties. The purpose of this report is to request the delegation of powers to carry out the legislative process in order to record rights of way and update the Council's definitive map and statement. There are currently approximately 250 footpaths and other rights of way across Luton that are not formally recorded on the definitive footpath map and statement. The duty to record and publish a definitive footpath map was first imposed by the National Parks and Access to Countryside Act in 1949. However, that act made the provision that areas that were urbanised could be excluded from the duty. As a result, a large proportion of the town's rights of way are unrecorded. The provision to opt out of surveying routes has been reversed by subsequent acts, and in the Countryside and Rights of Way Act 2000, provision was made for closing the definitive map to historical claims, when all rights of way over footpaths and bridleways, which existed before 1949 and which had not been recorded on definitive maps, will be extinguished. 1st of January 2031 has been penciled in as the proposed cut-off date, and that has previously been extended from the 1st of January 2026. Should the Council fail to make this deadline, then there is the potential for a number of well-used rights of way being extinguished. The current government have indicated that they will scrap the deadline to undertake this work. However, they have not done so as yet, and there is no guarantee that a future government will not reinstate it. In addition, the deadline is seen as an incentive so as to give certainty and abide by the general obligations to map and survey, as well as deal more readily with our general obligations from a local land search perspective to provide information about rights of way to prospective purchasers. Improving the mapping of these routes will also have the benefit of improving access to the countryside and green spaces within the town, helping Luton achieve its 2040 vision. Officers in Luton currently do not have the delegated powers to record rights of way to the definitive map and statement, which rests with this committee to determine. Without delegated powers, it will be necessary to seek approval for each and every change to the definitive map from A&R Committee in order to undertake this comprehensive review. Given that there are likely to be 250 or so changes to formally record those routes in the excluded area alone, as well as routes outside the excluded area but still within the borough, this will be a significant and time-consuming burden on officers and council members, and would make achieving the statutory deadline unlikely. It's also likely you get to see me at every A&R committee for the next 5 years. Committee is recommended to authorise the Service Director of Sustainable Development to undertake the legislative process in order to formally record those public rights of way on the Council's definitive map and statement, which is shown to have reasonable record of their existence within the Borough of Luton, but are not currently recorded on the Council's definitive map and statement, or are shown to have an absolute legal basis of their existence, diversion or extinguishment within the borough, and the position needs to be recorded on the Council's definitive map and statement as a matter of routine, and an updated or consolidated definitive map and statement produced accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions from members? Yes, Councillor Mahmood Hussain.
Yeah, can I ask you, just to be clear, I mean, obviously, you know, in terms of the authorizing the officer's delegated power, we had an incident some time ago in Wooddown Crescent where there was a public right of way from round the back of Odown Crescent, and then the developer come in and put a gate there. And that went on for a very long time, because it couldn't be decided whether it was a actual legal right of way or not. So will this now stop that sort of nonsense by a developer to close it up, which was a public right of way?
It would certainly assist in that, yes. Obviously, I can't talk about specific cases, but yeah, to have these mapped and available to the public would certainly help us in improving that a right of way exists.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Keynes?
Thank you. The map we've got doesn't really tell us much, does it? Because it's all black and white. So I'm none too sure what an excluded area is.
The excluded area on that map, if it's printed in colour, I think it should be shaded yellow. But it is about 70% of the town is the excluded area, so the vast majority of Luton is excluded.
It's just that I do know there is a couple of queries going on in my ward about right-of-ways, and I can't work out from this map if they're actually on here. If it's excluded areas plain white, that's mainly the airport, isn't it?
There are a number around the airport, certainly. I'm happy to talk about any individual cases with you. We had a survey undertaken in 2019 which identified about 250 or so rights of way that were unrecorded. As we are undertaking the work to progress this, we are finding more and more. So the number's probably going to be somewhere near 300, we suspect. But the survey's ongoing. The work will be carried out over the next 5 years, and there's a lot of work to be done. As each and every site comes up, we will publicise them and we'll share that information with members so they're able to comment.
Is it possible to get a better map than this from someone?
I'm quite happy to provide you with a better map than that. It was that was intended just to be indicative, to give some idea of the number that were across the town. It's obviously not detailed and you can't pick anything particularly out, but it was just to give a rough idea of what was there.
We haven't got a coloured map then?
That should have been produced in colour. I'm assuming you're looking at a black and white one.
Right, okay. Where would I find
If
that?
you want to see it in colour, it is available online.
Sorry,
If you want to see the map in colour, it is available online.
in colour?
Yes, in the meeting agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
In red or white.
Councillor Mead.
Thank you. Bearing in mind Hertfordshire are building 2,500 homes on our border with no visible means of getting in or out of it, is this some sort of rouge where they'll be able to turn byways or bridle ways into two-lane highways in and out of that development?
No, it's not. This is solely about recording what exists already and recording it as footways and bridleways. There's nothing to do with, if you like, what's the word, improving to the level that it could use by vehicle traffic. So, yeah, it's not related.
Any further questions from members? That's fine. So does the committee agree for the delegated powers?
Yes.
That's agreed. Thank you so much. You're free to stay for the duration of the meeting, but you can leave as well if you like. Right, moving on to the work programme for the next few meetings. I suggest the deletion of one of the March meetings. Now, it's up to members. I would suggest the first March meeting to be deleted because the second March meeting will have more items by then. But I do want to hear from members on their views on that. How do we feel about that? Yes, Councillor Hussain?
Fine. I mean, cancelling the 5th and just doing the second meeting. But could I ask, Chair, if you could make sure, we see what items they are. If it's only one item which has got no urgency, then it should be really done at the next meeting. Otherwise, just for a 5-minute meeting, it is a waste of time of members and officers.
That's fine, noted. Yeah, thank you. Are members on this side of the chamber happy with the deletion of the 4th of March meeting? Yeah? Okay. 4th of March, oh sorry, 5th of March, yeah. 5th of March, and we will proceed with the 23rd March meeting. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, members.